Your Honor, Member of Parliament, my brother, the Director General, FCDO, my colleagues from UNICEF, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and the students from Hargeisa Orphanage School, and the teachers, a very good morning to all of you. It's really a very sincere privilege to stand in front of you today. I would really like to start by saying a very warm congratulations to the new government and also Your Excellency on your new appointment. And we are really very much looking forward to transform the education sector under your leadership. And the consortium members and all the partners in education, I think this is a congratulation day, no? A very big congratulation. And I don't know, nobody mentioned how much money did we get. How much money did we get? 6.9 million US dollar. And this is a huge amount of money. And I think if we use every single penny dollar, we can transform the education in these targeted districts. And my key message there also is I think this education cannot wait is funded by different donors. And happy to have Christina here representing the donors. And, thank you so much always for being friends to Somaliland. But at the same time, my key message also to government, to partners, to different donors, is this should be a leveraging resource. And when we have this, we need to think about, okay, if this funding is going to increase, for example, access to education by 40%, how do I need to cover the remaining 60%? Because it's important to hit the iron when it is hot. So now we have this. It is really very much important to use this as a leveraging resource and look into how this will contribute into the three big priorities that I was hearing also from His Excellency. One is increasing access to education. Second is improving the quality. And the third is also skills development. Now, if you allow me, I would just mention just few examples on these 3 points, and that would be my what I wanted to say today. So the first thing is when we talk about increasing access to learning, I was literally shocked when I heard the first time our education management information system is telling us 61% of children of Somaliland are out of school. Isn't it shocking? It is. You know, the thing is, if we don't eat today, the whole day, what do we say at the end of the day? I'm hungry, yeah? And if we don't have anything to eat and we continue tomorrow, we say what? I'm starving. And then if we don't eat continuously for a week or so, then we get sick. And we might die. And this body is, it's the biggest factory that you have ever seen, and unlimited potential. And it is language is emotion. So that is why we see that emotion. But our brain, the mind is brain in action, and the language of brain is taught. So if our brain does not get also learning, we are in hunger crisis. So if 61% of children are out of school, it literally means we are in a learning hunger crisis. And that crisis really needs to be addressed as emergency. Because when our body is sick, the emotion, we see it immediately. But the impact when we don't learn, it is so huge. Uneducated child, when he grows, whatever he has seen, domestic violence will continue, gender-based violence will continue, Health-seeking behavior will not be there. So the impact will be at a national level. It's a vicious cycle. It continues that we remain in poverty. So that is why we have to really address this. It is a learning crisis. And me and my age mate DG, we've been discussing when I was a small child growing back home in Ethiopia, I saw in my house, there was a sign which says illiterate, and then with big red X. And then when you are literate, it is green and it says literate. And when you finish high school, it was mandatory everybody to go and teach others before you go to university. When you finish university, it was a national service mandatory that you go and you make sure that people are learning and before you start working. So I think it is a time in Somaliland, and this used to be the same in Somaliland. What did happen to us and why did we left it? I think we are in a crisis now. I think we really need, it is a time that we say we are in a learning crisis, so what do we do in order to increase access? Now the second is quality. Now if you eat a contaminated food, what happens? We get sick because it's poisoned. And it's the same thing. If we get an education which does not have the right quality standard, then the message which is going to the community, it just gets the society sick. And it is even worse, some diseases will make you paralyzed. And when someone decides, and more than when the quality becomes so poor, and when people start buying their degree, that is what we call paralysis again. Because an engineer who bought his degree, whatever building makes it, only kills people. And a nursing degree which was bought only maybe paralyzed many patients which are coming to the facilities every day. So improving the quality of education is not really a negotiation. And it is again another crisis. And now the last point is skills. I have got a chance in Somaliland to visit some few schools. And some of the schools have like hectares of land. It's quite a big school. And then all the land is just empty, deserted. Nothing is happening. There's no development at all. And again, me and DG, when we were speaking the other time, during our time, there used to be something called agriculture, home economics, and we were given like some plots of land, and we have to farm, and we also eat from what we were farming. We have to make our clothes. And now if you look, the biggest chain market globally around the world is clothing. And if people knows how to make their clothes while they are in school, at least they have a skill. And when they graduate, even if they don't get a job, they have something to do. So if we don't give them a skill, and if students will also